Have you ever been at a loss of words? Your heart breaks. You're in disbelief. You're in shock. Guys, today, when I heard the news that Charlie Kirk had been shot and was fatally shot, my heart started to break and to mourn. Charlie Kirk died living his beliefs. And whether you side with Charlie Kirk, whether you appreciated Charlie Kirk, whether you appreciated his opinions, whether you shared them, one admirable fact that I watched him as I've watched over the years, over the past, 7 to 10 years, I've watched how he literally lived his faith out loud. And whether you agreed with his faith or not agreed with his faith, he didn't care the cost. He just wanted to stand and bring light into darkness. And tonight, as I sit here, I'm like, America is at such a critical point, and my heart is heavy. My heart is heavy that we've gotten to a point where lines are so drawn and that we don't even act human, that we act with animal instinct of rage and hostility and just killing people. And I'm like, Lord, help us. How did we get to this point? And here's what I go back to. As my heart breaks tonight for his wife and his young children and his dear friends, I grieve at the innocence that was lost for so many college students as they stood there watching. Like something was shattered, and America probably feels different to them tonight. It feels different to me. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, Amy, it reminded me of when JFK was shot, where the ripple effect and the shock and of someone who just led and lived and had a bigger than life kind of attitude, whether you agreed with them or not agreed with them, it's devastating that this is happening just because someone didn't agree with their opinion. And guys, like I have, I think about this because I talk often about my dear friend Ruth Ann, and she would always say, Amy, where's God in it? What's God saying? And this afternoon, my heart's been so heavy. I started to record this podcast multiple times, and I've just backed off from it. But my heart has been heavy, and I'm like, God, what are you saying in this time? And here's what I heard in my head. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I'll heal their land. And that scripture just kept coming through to me. And I'm like, here's the truth of the matter of it. It's critical that we do better, that we allow conversations to happen, that we don't have to agree with everybody. Everybody doesn't have to think like we think. It's what makes us great. I always say, thank God there's only one of me, because we couldn't handle many more people that thought like I thought and acted like I acted, right? Like, it's good that we have individuality. It's good that we have diversity. It's good that we even have diversity of thought and communication. However, this extreme agenda of just rage and if you don't believe exactly, then your life is worthless. Like, guys, this ideology has gotten really crazy. And I say to you, we can do better. And how do we do better? And then I also say, God, help America. Help us to heal in this land. Bring forth a unity of purpose, a unity of peace, that this nation can be great again. And in that, I say, well, how do I do my part? How do I do my part, God? How do I do my part in making this nation great? And I ask you to ask yourself that too. And I was thinking about this because, I'm a Christian. I'm pretty vocal about my beliefs. And yet I find myself being vocal, but also being someone that I know it's the goodness of God that draws people. It's the love of God that draws people. It's not the judgment. It's not the anger and the hatred. It's the love of God that draws. And so how can I do my part? How do I create change in my world? How do I be the light? This has been kind of a sad week. I mean, we also lost a dear friend of mine who has been on this podcast. His name was Mike Malstead. He fought a courageous battle of 25 years, almost 25 years, of stage 4 lung cancer, very successfully. Built an empire of a business, built an empire of a family, poured into his community, impacted people. And I look, and we lost, and he went to heaven this week. And I feel the loss of his presence on this earth because he was a transformational leader. What do I mean by that? And I say the same thing with like Charlie Kirk. He was a transformational leader. When he walked into the room, the atmosphere shifted. He changed people's their thoughts. He communicated with them. He acknowledged them. And it's exactly what I saw Mike do. Mike was a transformational leader. He would walk in and shift atmospheres. And my challenge to you is, hey, maybe you don't feel like you're a leader. Maybe you don't feel like those are your skill sets. But this is what my challenge to you is this. Walk into an atmosphere and just be a kind human being. Everybody is dealing with so many things. Like, be the light, be the beacon of hope. Be the hope bringer and the hope dealer. Because we are in a weird, weird time in history. And again, as Ruth Ann would always say, is, Amy, what is God saying in this situation? And I'm like, I have no idea. What is God saying? And I'm like, you know what? There's so much chaos. There's so much darkness. Yet, there's kindness out there. There's goodness out there. There's amazing human beings out there. And if we give place and we only talk about evil, and when we just showcase it and we focus on it, it grows. What you focus on and what you think about, it grows. It gets bigger. And so even as devastating and as awful and as horrible what has happened today has been, I still go back to this. There's so many great things, so many great people in our world, so many kind people, so many people that do anything to help create better for people. And I'm like, let's just let our light shine brighter. Let's not be fearful of what are people going to think, but be bold and be bright. Be bold and be bright. I'm sure when Charlie woke up today at 31 years of age, he probably kissed his wife and his kids goodbye and said, hey, I'll see you later. Little did he know that he would enter into heaven today. And I say that because I have met with multiple clients today. Guys, it's been the craziest day. And we put a house on the market last week, and then the guy's wife just suddenly went to heaven. And then today I met with him to talk with him and express my condolence. And he goes, yeah, now my son-in-law just did. And I'm like, and they're young. And I'm like, God, help us to not take the hours of our day for granted. God, help us not to live this life with just like, okay, sarah, whatever will be, will be. But let us live with an intention and a purpose to be a light bringer, to be a hope dealer. Can we do that? I think we can. You don't know who needs your hope. You don't know who needs your smile. You don't know who needs your warm thoughts or your hug. You don't know who needs your text. You don't know. But if you will take the focus off of yourself, your pain, your anguish, your bad situation, your frustration, your all that, and you'll flip the narrative and say, who am I here to serve today? And how can I help somebody else? If we would do that, guys, this world would look a lot different. It looks so much different. So I encourage you this week, as you go about your day, think about who can I go bring light to? When I enter the atmosphere of a room, that my presence shifts the atmosphere. I bring joy, I bring hope, and I bring life. When you set your intention that way, guys, it's amazing the difference of the impact you can make. And I go back to my friend Mike, and there's things that just stick out with him that I was always aware. And he would stop in my office on occasion, and he was always commenting on the decor, the building, what he liked, the people, the stuff that they were doing. He was always commenting and drawing out excellence. He was a person of excellence. He didn't miss the details, but he lifted rooms. He changed rooms. He transformed the atmosphere of a small town car dealership into something that looked like it could be in New York City in the highest of highest luxury market. Like, he elevated everything. Every room he walked into, he elevated it. And I just feel like in this day that if you can go and be the light everywhere you go, be the hope, be the light, be the person that tells someone they love them, even when their opinion doesn't line up with yours, even when they have opposite opinions. Here's the reality of it, guys. As my good friend used to tell me, Amy, there's three sides of truth. Their side, your side, my side, and then the truth. And when you think about where we're so divided, I don't think that most of America is divided. I think most of America is way more united than they are divided. So let's find our common bonds. Let's find those things that unify us. And let's go be the light. Be intentional about being an agent of change to bring forth light, an agent of change to bring forth hope, an agent of change to love people. Guys, we live in the greatest country in the world. And as much as my heart breaks for it tonight, and as much as I think, man, where are we headed? What are we doing? God, help America. I say that, but I say, hey, if it's going to be, we have to adopt that it's our responsibility and take extreme responsibility. If it's going to be, it's up to me. How can I go be the light? How can I go be the hope bringer, the joy bringer, and the agent of change? Guys, you know you're on this planet for purpose. You know you're here for more. And so I just encourage you to dig deep on the inside and be a lifter of people. Be a lifter of others' dreams. Be a lifter, a supporter, a cheerleader. I promise you, that's the good side of life. I promise you, when you cheer other people on, encourage their dreams, contribute to their wellness, contribute to their lives, that you eat the fruit of that, and it tastes really, really good. So go be a joy bringer, go be a hope bringer, and know this, guys, we can do better, and we will do better. All right? You're an agent of change. Remember that. Embrace it. Embrace that identity. I'm an agent of change. And when I walk into a room, atmospheres shift. When I walk into a meeting, atmospheres shift. When I meet people, atmospheres shift. That's the power within that we have. So be blessed and know this, you truly are more.